Hello everyone, it's us again, the passionate team at TV Days Drama Digest, your ultimate source for all things soap opera, where the twists never stop, the hearts keep breaking, and the drama flows like an endless river through the fictional town of Salem. If you're a die-hard fan of Days of Our Lives like we are, then buckle up because today we're diving deep into one of the most electrifying comebacks in recent soap history, the triumphant return of the infamous Dr. Wilhelm Rolf. That's right, the mad scientist extraordinaire is slinking back into Salem, ready to stir up chaos, resurrect old grudges, and unleash his diabolical genius on unsuspecting residents. If you've been craving that signature blend of science fiction absurdity mixed with high-stakes emotional turmoil that only Days can deliver, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Stick with us as we unpack everything from the spoilers to the speculations, and don't forget to hit that follow button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and join the discussion. What do you think Rolf's up to this time? Let's get into it. First off, let's set the stage for those who might be new to the whirlwind world of Days of Our Lives or need a refresher on why Dr. Rolf's return is sending shockwaves through the fanbase. Days of Our Lives, often affectionately abbreviated as DOL, has been a staple of daytime television since its premiere on NBC back in 1965. Created by Ted and Betty Corday, the show has chronicled the lives, loves, and endless scandals of families like the Bradys, Hortons, and DeMoss in the quaint yet perpetually tumultuous Midwestern town of Salem. Over its 6 decades, Days has become synonymous with over-the-top storylines that blend romance, mystery, and supernatural elements. Think possessions by the devil, time jumps, and yes, frequent resurrections from the dead. It's a show where no one stays buried for long, and loyalties shift faster than the sands through the iconic hourglass in the opening credits. At the heart of many of its wildest arcs has been the DiMera family, led by the late patriarch Stefano DiMera, whose legacy of villainy continues to haunt Salem long after his multiple deaths. Enter Dr. Wilhelm Rolf, the quintessential mad scientist whose allegiance to the DiMera Empire has made him a recurring nightmare for the good folks of Salem. Portrayed with gleeful menace by actor Richard Wharton, who took over the role from original portrayer William Udy in 2022, Rolf is a character straight out of a Frankenstein fever dream, brilliant, unhinged, and utterly devoted to pushing the boundaries of science in the name of power and revenge. Wharton's interpretation brings a fresh layer of eccentricity to the role, with his wild-eyed intensity and thick accent amplifying Rolf's larger-than-life persona. If you've watched recent episodes, you know Wharton has a knack for making Rolf's schemes feel both terrifying and absurdly entertaining, like a villain from a comic book who somehow wandered into a soap opera set. To truly appreciate the drama of Rolf's impending return, we have to journey back through his convoluted history on the show, a tapestry of betrayal, innovation, and outright insanity that spans nearly 3 decades. Rolf first burst onto the scene in 1997, introduced as Stefano DiMera's loyal henchman in a remote jungle compound. At the time, characters like John Black, Hope Brady, Stefano himself, and Kristen DiMera were embroiled in a high-stakes quest for a cure to a mysterious illness plaguing Roman Brady. But Rolf wasn't just any doctor. He was revealed to be the mastermind behind some of Stefano's most devious experiments. One of his earliest claims to infamy was his role in brainwashing Hope Brady, transforming her into the aristocratic Princess Gina von Amberg, a plot that involved implanted microchips, false memories, and enough psychological torment to fill a therapist's notebook for years. Imagine the horror. Hope, a beloved cop and mother, suddenly believing she was a European royal with a penchant for art theft and forbidden romances. It was classic Days, dramatic, convoluted, and impossible to look away from. As the years rolled on, Rolf's resume of atrocities only grew more impressive or horrifying, depending on your perspective. He became Stefano's go-to guy for all things resurrection-related, defying death itself in ways that would make Mary Shelley blush. Who could forget the time Rolf helped Stefano cheat death by transferring his essence into a computer chip, which was then implanted into various characters' brains? Stefano's phoenix persona, rising from the ashes time and again, owed much to Rolf's twisted genius. In one particularly memorable arc, Rolf orchestrated the revival of several dead Salemites, including Princess Gina, again, Vivian Alamain, and even Stefano's long-lost son, Tony DiMera. These resurrections weren't gentle awakenings, they were fraught with drama, as the revived characters often returned with altered personalities, hidden agendas, or explosive secrets that upended relationships across the board. Let's not gloss over the brainwashing bonanzas. Rolf's expertise in mind control has been a staple of his character, turning allies into enemies and lovers into strangers overnight. Take, for instance, his work on Steve "Patch" Johnson, whom he transformed into a loyal DiMera operative known as the Pawn. Or the chilling plot where Rolf implanted a chip in Chad DiMera's brain, forcing him to act against his will and nearly destroying his marriage to Abigail Devereaux. These schemes weren't just about control. They delved into deep themes of identity, free will, and the ethical horrors of playing God. Rolf's miracle cures have saved lives, sure. Like developing serums for rare diseases afflicting characters such as Bo Brady or Sierra Brady, but they always come with strings attached, often laced with DiMera poison that ensures loyalty or sets off a chain of catastrophic events. Fast forward to more recent years, and Rolf's antics have only escalated in their audacity. In 2019, after Stefano's final death, Rolf went to extreme lengths to preserve his master's legacy, implanting Stefano's consciousness into Steve Johnson's body in a storyline dubbed Stevano. The result? A bizarre hybrid character who wreaked havoc on Salem, manipulating events from behind the scenes while poor Steve fought for control of his own mind. Fans were on the edge of their seats as alliances shattered and old rivalries reignited. Then, in 2024, Rolf made a brief but impactful return tied to Kristen DiMera's desperate bid to help her brother Brady Black, who was falsely accused in a hit-and-run. Rolf's serum was meant to jog memories or alter evidence, but as always, it backfired spectacularly, leading to more twists than a pretzel factory. Richard Wharton's takeover of the role in 2022 marked a new era for Rolf, infusing the character with a sharper, more sardonic edge. Udui's original portrayal was campy and over-the-top, perfect for the 90s soap vibe, but Wharton's version feels more contemporary, sly, calculating, and dangerously charismatic. In interviews, though Wharton keeps a low profile. He's hinted at enjoying the freedom to ham it up while grounding Rolf in real emotional stakes, like his unwavering loyalty to the DiMera name. This recast has kept the character fresh, ensuring that Rolf's returns feel like events rather than retreads. Now, let's talk about the bombshell that's got everyone buzzing. Rolf's return to Days of Our Lives in scenes airing on Friday, November 7th, 2025. According to the latest spoilers, this isn't just a cameo. Rolf is diving headfirst into a juicy plot involving EJ DiMera and the enigmatic Mark Green. For context, EJ, played by the ever-suave Dan Fioregal, has been consolidating power in Salem, stepping into his father Stefano's shoes as the head of the DiMera empire. Recently, EJ has been on a hiring spree, bringing Mark Green, portrayed by Jonah Robinson, onto his research team. Mark, a newcomer with his own shadowy past, is no stranger to intrigue. He's been entangled in family dramas involving his sister Kat Green and various Salem schemes. The spoilers paint a tantalizing picture. EJ introduces Mark to key players in his operation, and that's when Dr. Rolf makes his grand entrance. Picture this dramatic scene unfolding in the dimly lit DiMera mansion or perhaps a secret lab hidden beneath University Hospital, the air thick with tension, beakers bubbling ominously in the background, and Rolf emerging from the shadows like a ghost from Salem's past. Mr. DiMera, Rolf might sneer in his signature accent. I see you've assembled a new team. How delightful. Shall we begin the real work? As they get down to business, whispers suggest this collaboration is tied to one of Day's most enduring obsessions, resurrecting Stefano Di Mera. Yes, the Phoenix could rise again. Spoilers hint at shady lab experiments during the week of November 10th to 14th, with Mark potentially realizing he's bitten off more than he can chew once he glimpses the full extent of Rolf's mad science. But Rolf's return isn't isolated. It's woven into the fabric of the week's explosive events. Let's break down the spoilers for November 3rd to 7th to see how the drama builds. On Monday, November 3rd, the focus is on family farewells and schemes. Baby Tesoro's foster family bids a tearful goodbye, while Rachel Black and Thomas Di Mera hatch a mischievous plan that sets off a chain reaction. Susan Banks pops up to add her quirky chaos, crossing paths with Stephanie Johnson in a moment that's sure to blend humor and heart. Tuesday, November 4th, ramps up the tension. Brady Black grounds Rachel for her role in the pumpkin-throwing incident. Yes, you read that right, a pumpkin becomes a weapon in true soap fashion, while Chad Di Mera lectures Thomas, straining their father-son bond. Meanwhile, Aaron Green gets more screen time, mingling with Kat, Ari, and Tate, hinting at budding romances or rivalries. Wednesday, November 5th, brings joy amid the turmoil as Johnny Di Mera and Chanel Dupree learn they've been chosen to adopt baby Tesoro, renaming him Trey in a touching nod to family legacy. But the happiness is short-lived. Thursday, November 6th, sees Alex Kyriakis heroically saving Kat from a knife attack, only to take a hit himself. Stephanie frets over her boyfriend, but Alex recovers, and together they stumble upon a mystery that could pull them deeper into Salem's web of secrets. Xander and Sarah Kyriakis have a frosty encounter, underscoring their fractured marriage after Sarah's divorce filing. Then comes Friday, November 7th, the day we've all been waiting for. As Jennifer Devereaux shares poignant moments with Thomas and Chad, the real fireworks ignite with Rolf's arrival. He faces off with EJ and Mark in scenes loaded with anticipation. EJ, ever the schemer, delivers orders to Gwen von Leuschner, who complies grudgingly, setting the stage for more Di Mera machinations. Thomas's outburst leads to a horrifying accident. He runs into the path of a speeding car, leaving Chad and Jennifer in abject terror. It's a cliffhanger that perfectly primes the pump for Rolf's havoc. What makes this return so dramatic? Rolf isn't just a villain. He's a catalyst for Salem's deepest fears and desires. His involvement with EJ and Mark could spell disaster for multiple storylines. Speculate with me. Is this about bringing back Stefano, whose resurrection would upend the Di Mera power structure and reignite wars with the Bradys? Mark, with his medical background, might be the perfect pawn, or perhaps he's got his own agenda, like avenging family wrongs. Imagine the lab scenes. Rolf cackling over glowing vials, EJ pacing with impatience, Mark's eyes widening in horror as he realizes the ethical abyss he's entered. Could this lead to brainwashing EJ's enemies, like Chad or Johnny? Or miracle cures for ailing characters, only to twist into curses? The ripple effects could be enormous. For EJ, this alliance solidifies his villainous arc, but at what cost? His marriage to Sloane Peterson, or whoever he's entangled with by then, might crumble under the weight of secrets. Mark's sister Kat, already dodging knives and pumpkins, could find herself targeted if Mark defects. And let's not forget the broader Salem community. Rolf's experiments have a habit of spilling over, affecting innocents like Holly Jonas or Tate Black, who are navigating their own teen dramas. Fans are absolutely thrilled if social media buzz is any indication. Posts on X, formerly Twitter, are lighting up with excitement. Rolf is back? Salem's about to get wild. #DOOL, one user exclaimed, while another speculated, bet he's resurrecting Stefano again. Classic Rolf move. Can't wait. Even skeptics admit, it's like Ron Carlivati never left. More mad science, please. The return harkens back to days, glory days of outlandish plots, reminding us why we've stuck with the show through thick and thin. In wrapping up this epic dive, and trust us, we could go on forever, Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's return on November 7th, 2025, promises to inject days of our lives with the kind of pulse-pounding drama that keeps us coming back. From his storied past of brainwashing and resurrections to the fresh intrigue with EJ and Mark, Rolf is poised to wreak havoc in ways we can only imagine. Will Salem survive his latest schemes? Or will the town descend into even greater chaos? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.